appreciate you coming out today to hear what Manatee County has leveraged in terms of our continued education process for possibly the year. Right now, we have plans to go through the middle of April, but please note that we are prepared to finish the school year in this process if need be. Most of our employees and students went on spring break not even, is it a week ago? A week ago today, thinking that everything was fine. They would come back to school on the 23rd and have prom to look forward to, have graduation to look forward to, finishing up with spring sports, and in a very short time, all of that has changed. So it's our commitment and our job to make sure that our students do finish this academic year without any loss of instruction. We cannot help or change things beyond our control, but we can control the education process. And that is what we are committed to do, and that is what our teachers will be prepared to do on the 30th. If we begin instruction then, we will meet the required minutes to complete the school year as our calendar is depicted. And that's really our ultimate goal right now. So even if we have to do it through e-learning and not brick and mortar, we are ensuring that next week all of our staff, our teachers are prepared and ready to launch this application. The great thing is many of our instructors have been using Schoology for a few years now. So for those, it's simple. They do not need to come in for PD next week. They will have some tasks that they will be required to do before the end of next week, and they can do that remotely. We have also given teachers an opportunity to complete a course over the weekend, and if they're able to do that and master proficiently how to run the system, they don't need to come in next week. They can work remotely. But those that do need a little extra help, we are going to be scheduling them in groups of 10 or less to report to their schools. The principals will give them designated times, and we will give them the added support that they need so that they are prepared to start teaching with online learning effective the 30th. So I know you didn't come here just to hear me talk and to give an overview, but I wanted to give you some kind of the background of questions that you may have. And but I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Gibson, and she's going to show you from a teacher perspective how easy this application is. And it's not just about giving assignments, because giving assignments is not teaching. This platform does enable teachers to instruct, so that even if a parent is not able to assist their child, this application will be able, with the teacher, answer all the questions and help them master proficiency, the standards they're required to master. So Dr. Gibson.
Good morning, everybody. So as a teacher signs in on the single sign-on that our district has, which Mr. Hansen will show you in a bit after I finish my presentation, they would come across a set of tiles. And the tiles would show different applications that we have as a school district. This is my tile. I'm a district administrator, so there's a mock course created for me in Schoology. So as a teacher, I'm going to assume the role of a teacher. I'm going to go to Schoology, and right here is my front page, and there are different chats, just like on any social media, that you would see. But I would go to my courses, and I've created a Dr. Gibson course. So here is my teacher page. These are all my courses, but every day for the children, I can leave it up to my update page and say, good morning, this is Dr. Gibson's 4th grade classroom. Today we're going to work on this in English Language Arts, which is ELA for short. This is what you will do in math, and I can have a schedule for them up here as well. For the parents, I can have a little bit about me. I teach 4th grade. I'm excited to do this e-learning platform. Here are my hours that you can communicate with me. Here's a way for children to, access and have communication with me. I will be checking in every hour to make sure they are doing well on their assignments with pacing. So I can do all kinds of things here in the comment section and just create a front page with a greeting and information. When I go to materials, I can easily create an assignment. So I created a math assignment, but it's easy. I can go here, I can go to add a folder, I can say math assignment, 2 because I just created one. I can say this is for the next 15 days. Go to April 15th. And here is a folder I've created. So here are math assignments 2. In math assignment 2, when I'm there, I can go here and create an assignment. I can add an assignment on polygons. I can say, view the Nearpod. Nearpod is one of our applications that we own with interactive lessons in there that the students can do before an assignment is given as an online tutorial. View the Nearpod lesson on polygons. It's a class assignment. I can make the due date the first week as I want them to see it during the first week and have access to this piece of instruction. It's out of 100 points, and I can create a category as classwork. The teachers have classwork, homework, tests, quizzes in their options. And I can go here and I can align it to a math standard for the Florida standards and add in a learning objective right out of there. So we don't have to create one for the teachers. It's already done for them. Also, in here on the teacher's side, they can access the curriculum maps. So I know that polygons are part of the Quarter 4 first grade curriculum map, and that is something the students in first and second grade should know. Right in here, in the polygons, in the assignments, I can add the Nearpod lesson on polygons. I can have a live lesson or I can do a student-paced lesson. So here's the Nearpod lesson that the students now have to view. So let's go ahead and view what a student would see with polygons lesson. And here is the test and lesson that the students would do. They would go page by page, and there should be volume. So basically, that's where they go. They view their pick. The next assignment I can give them is, after viewing your polygons lesson, now do XYZ tasks. So maybe I want to add a video where the students have to teach me, or I teach them, what polygons are. I can do that with shapes. So view my lesson on polygons. And here I would say at 1 p.m. on Thursday, Dr. Gibson will do a lesson on polygons and the updates. So here I'm at video recording, video and audio. And for the sake of time, I start recording and I can do my lesson. I can show them how to do polygons. I can bring shapes to the table. I can bring my lesson in Envision Math to the table, and I can do that. So we're stopping. This is my lesson for the sake of time, and I can insert the recording. So the students can view the lesson right here. Again, I will say they should, because the lesson is due, because the Nearpod lesson is due on the 3rd, I can add that on the 3rd as well as a due date. Category is classwork to view my lesson. Again, I can align it to standards and create. So now when they view their lesson on polygons, they can see my video right in there from a student perspective. So we can do audio lessons, we can do video lessons. I can attach a link if I want them to do a lesson that I had here created on a reading assignment. I said, here is a reading assignment, read Alice in Wonderland, Chapter 1, what happens to Alice, respond to the question, and here is my ePic link that I put there that they can put the video of the book on. And the book will read it to them if they can't read it alone. So it's an audio version that's available also, but they can also read it. Going back to materials, I just want you to see, yesterday for our cabinet, I created an ELA lesson where they had to write an essay. Somebody turned it in. I had 2 mock students, and it shows me 1 ungraded assignment for submission. If I had a class of 18 students, it would show 1 out of 18 turned in, 2 out of 18 turned in. When I go to my grade book, well, let's just go to the assignment. Here, Lori Pick has turned in the assignment. It says needs grading and it's on time. Tells me that. I can see her work. I can go here and I can go ahead and give her 80 out of 100 and make comments that I would like her in the future to write an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And I can submit that. I can go to the grade book right here and I have 2 mock students in my classroom, and I've given Lori Pick an 80 on the essay. And here's the gradebook where I can also document the students who've done the work. Our core materials are online as well as accessible for students and teachers. If I go here and I go to an app that a student has, Pearson SuccessNet, that is our Envision Math for elementary curriculum, and the students can access all their workbooks there as well. And the students can access their teacher materials online. The same thing for the elementary ELA Wonders, has student access and teacher access.
Good morning, Scott Hansen. Before I make a transition over to the device and the Chromebook, I would like to just address student access from a device perspective as well as internet access. So on the screen here, I have displayed a coverage map of Manatee County and an overlay of where our students reside in our county, and that's represented by the green pupils. As we look at this map, the red identifies an area. The red identifies the actual area of non-coverage by Spectrum. You may or may not be aware, but Spectrum, not just in Manatee County, but across the U.S. In their coverage area, is offering students 60 days of free internet access. And we're going to kind of transition and partner with them and make this available. We're going to communicate it on a Connect Ed message. We're going to brief our administrators this afternoon. This is going to be something that we leverage moving forward over the course of the next couple of months to finish out the school year. For a student that is represented in the red, we will make available hotspots. And we'll do this through conversations with our principals and APs, identifying those students that have a need for one, a device or a device and a hotspot if they're in that coverage area in the red. I'd also like to point out that Spectrum has opened up their coverage area for Wi-Fi hotspots throughout Manatee County. So as you can see, both on the coverage map that I just displayed on the screen, as well as the hotspots from the Gulf to Lakewood Ranch, to the east, to the north to Parrish, all the way to University Parkway to the south, from a wired perspective as well as a Wi-Fi perspective, we're in pretty good shape. But we know there'll be challenges. We know we have students that certainly do not have internet access or a device, so we'll certainly address those as we approach the next couple of weeks. I'm going to transition now over to the Chromebook, which is a device. So the Chromebook was a device that we actually transitioned to as a district in October, and we did that because it's a sustainable device for us to maintain over a period of time and provide more devices into the hands of our students across all of our schools, elementary, middle, and high. This particular device that we purchased for our school district ranges in cost from anywhere from $203 to $251. And that's key in this discussion because traditionally a Windows device that we were purchasing ranged anywhere from $500 to $784. Now, it's not about the device, it's about the curriculum, and it's about matching the curriculum and ensuring that we have a device that can meet the needs. So we transitioned because as we looked and evaluated both at elementary, middle, and high, close to 75% of the curriculum, a student can have a very good experience with the Chromebook device, and certainly it's not a device that will address all of our needs, especially in our vocational certification programs. But as we look at a particular device, this will be the device that will be the priority for a student who does not have a device at home. And we're positioned to address those students. We have approximately 13,000 Chromebooks right now, and we have over 15,000 Windows laptops. So we feel we're in a good position. We'll certainly have some challenges, but we'll work with our principals in the coming days to ensure that a student that needs a device has a device, and then answer that second question on whether or not they're in that coverage area or not. Now I'm going to transition over quickly to and show you actually from a student perspective. I've logged on to my platform, my SDMC SSO. We transitioned to this in December, and this platform allows our students and teachers and all of our district staff to have 24/7, 365-day access to the critical resources that we provide to them. I've logged in as a student here, and with some challenges to courses. I'm going to go over here, and as Dr. Gibson showed you earlier, I'm going to click on a course. So these are the courses that come over to our student information system. I'm going to click here, and now displayed are various quizzes or assignments that have been populated in this specific course for me to complete and turn in. So our learning management system has the ability for a teacher to populate a quiz, test, and electronically submit those quizzes and tests for grading periods as well. The estimated date for hotspots, so they're on order, and we're anticipating the earliest April 3rd. There's a potential they could arrive earlier, but we're going to err on the side of caution with obviously some of the logistical challenges that everybody's facing, and quite frankly, the number of school districts. I believe there's roughly 14,000 school districts in the United States. We're not the only ones ordering hotspots. So logistically, there's some challenges there, but we do believe we have a commitment from the telecommunications carrier that we could expect those hotspots to arrive between April 3rd and April 10th. They are, and that's why I pointed out the spectrum map. Obviously, I think when you look at that map, you can see whether it's wired access that they offer for 60% or those hotspots. We're certainly going to need the help of parents, guardians, the entire community to kind of patch that window. But I think that it's important that we get that message out. We've placed it on our website, that information at manateeschools.net/IT, and Mr. Barber's team is obviously working on a communications plan to do a Connect Ed message as well.
We will be aligned with our academic calendar. We will not need to exceed any more days beyond that to meet the Department of Education requirement. And I think like what Mr. Hansen said, 90% of our students live in the coverage area that Spectrum is going to provide free access. So they will not need a hotspot, because if we can connect directly with Spectrum, then they will be definitely up and running by the 30th. The few students that are not in there that may still need coverage, we have purchased hotspots for those. So we will work on that plan of deployment. We have a conference call with all of our administrators, our principals, our APs, and directors and above to identify and make sure we have all those students' names listed and a procedure and process so that they can collect their devices and begin on the 30th if they're relying on the equipment from us. And I have to tell you that I have to commend the district staff. As you know, this was supposed to be a holiday week, and people have come in and given their time and efforts to pull all this together on a very short notice, as well as our teachers, our principals. Everybody is paying attention and doing what they need to do to ensure that our students' education is top priority, as well as the board. They've all been here. They've been directly involved, and we're very fortunate to be in this community because everybody's stepping up to make sure that our students' education is top priority.